Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Cats. For those watching this recording, I'm currently streaming on Twitch. The link I'll probably put on the thing below, whatever, etc. I'm gonna play some more of Roman's Christmas because, well, not more people have died, but people have gotten hurt. A person has gotten hurt and another person is tied up in the basement. And it's still Christmas. Close my eyes and lay flat on the bed. Oh, I'm still like... It's still Christmas. Hold on, let's continue. Close my eyes and lay flat on the bed. Could feel the stew in my belly slosh slightly with every breath, the weight of it like an anchor in my gut. That's the problem when you eat too fast. The stomach is full, but the senses are starved of sensation. I usually sleep soundly when I have a full stomach, but I felt uncomfortable after stuffing myself with so much food. A series of rapid knocks echoed through my door. Who is it? Roman, it's me. What are you doing up this late at night? I'm scared. You'll be fine. Just lock up your room and go to sleep. You'll be fine in the morning. Even though I said the words, I couldn't help but disagree with them. Still, I didn't know any other way to comfort someone in this sort of state after everything that had happened. But I'm still... I began to reach out to comfort Peter, but then I heard the noise of the attic ladder slowly coming down. Sergeant climbed down, holding a candle in hand. Everything good? I heard noise, so I thought I'd check in. It's fine. I just hope I didn't wake up anyone else. Elegant appeared at the door, disheveled and leaning against the frame. I believe you said you were retiring early. Seems like this is quite the opposite. Then again, I suppose the same could be said of everyone else. I'm mostly just too full to sleep. How about the others? Are they still awake? I think sleep eludes the most of us, except for Anzox. At any rate, I doubt anyone would think strange if it to still be awake this late. And I'm still afraid. Well then, could you bring everyone downstairs? We'll see if there's some way we can calm everyone down. Sergeant's voice went soft, his gaze locked into the middle distance. Interesting. Last thing we need is another mess. Sergeant went downstairs with Peter, holding Peter's shoulder. He wants me to wake everyone up? What is he thinking about? I think he intends to put everyone at ease as best he can. If the tavern no longer makes guests feel safe and sound, then that would weigh heavily on his thoughts. Fetch the others. I think we can all use some comfort right now. Maybe it'd be safer if we all stayed in our rooms until the snowstorm stops. Like Sean and Kane? Alright, fine. Oops. Alright, fine. Let me go get everyone and we can all think of some way to calm down. Okay. Heading back to your room? I locked the room just now, so I will wait here. In my room? Right. Alright, you can at least stand in the hallway. It's a little weird. I have to wake everybody up for some reason. I stood in front of Ionis's door. Ionis? I knocked on Ionis's door. Who is it? Me, Roman. Ionis soon came to the door. Sergeant wants everyone in the hall so that we can discuss how we can protect everyone. Sure. I'll be there right away. He rubbed his eyes and walked by. These days, really. Ah. What's weird to me is that there's no reason for people to like worry or anything. Like, bad things are happening, but they're all disjointed and unrelated. So it's not really like Danganronpa where there's like an overall motive where like if you kill someone you get out. Like, no, if you kill someone in here, you just killed someone and you're still stuck in this house in the snow. Peter's already in the hall. Okay, well, I guess I'll just... Nothing in the corridor. What? Sean is dead. Heron is alive. Sit in front of Heron's door. I knocked on Heron's door. Yes! It's Roman. Heron opened the door and smiled. Have you come to me in this dark hour to... Sorry to disappoint you, but Sergeant wanted me to bring everyone downstairs. He wants to discuss the safety measures. Oh, I see. Heron's smile froze. I will be there. Okay, I stood in front of Lunique's door. Approached the door. As I approach the door to the suite, I can hear a muffled argument coming from behind the door. Listen first. Pressed my right ear against the wooden door and held my breath. The only good thing about having a deaf left ear... I have a deaf left ear? So that I wouldn't get distracted by other noises while eavesdropping. Hold on. When did I... Okay, alright. Qu'est-ce que je... Hold on. Qu'est-ce que j'aurais dû faire, eh? How could I have known that we would be trapped here in this tavern? I told you time and time again that there was nothing wrong with coming to Rome a few days early, but you insisted on leaving at the last possible second. Oh, and you are saying I should have predicted this blizzard, hmm? Es-tu un sorcier, mon amour? Should I also blame you for what would happen if I abandoned my duties early? You know well as I do that your subordinates can handle things in your absence, but you couldn't leave you just couldn't leave well enough alone. But missing the king's banquet is not something we could afford. Your reputation cannot bear another. Well, they're just regularly arguing. Should I keep listening or should I knock on the door? I'm just gonna keep listening. I kept my ear on the door. It just seemed like they were gonna stop. Do you think I don't know? I know better than you ever could. Don't be so emotional. I understand you're anxious, but it won't help solve the problem. Solve the problem, mon Dieu! The problem is that I should be offering our gift to the king this moment, but now... Our horses are dead, our carriage is broken down, we're trapped in this miserable little tavern, and even our trusted servants try to frame me for murder. I feel like I should knock on the door now. As I knocked on the door, the quarreling suddenly stopped. How can I help you, Monsieur Detective? Nothing else, his emotional control is impressive. Sorry to disturb you, but Sergeant wants everyone to come down the hall so we can come up with a way to keep everyone safe. Ah, I see. Okay, we will go. Tout sweet. Lunique stepped back and closed the door. Okay, I think that is everyone. To be honest, Peter's already in the hall. Sean is dead. Heron is already going. Kane is dead. Roman is me. Vincel, Elegant. For some reason, Elegant is in my room. I opened the door again. Elegant was still there. Back already? Did you bring everyone? Not yet. Stop looking at me and go fetch the others. I have no interest in snooping. I'm just worried about it. Do I have to go to the attic? Climbed up into the dark attic. Thrivey was huddled up on his bed. It was hard to see him against the white bed linen. Thrivey? Thrively swiftly tossed off the coverings and got up. What is it? Is Anzox awake or... Sergeant wants everyone to come to the hall. Even if I'm already in bed. He said he doesn't want us to feel too uncomfortable to sleep well. I don't see that as an issue for me. No need to worry. However, I can understand why someone would have difficulty sleeping. Let me fetch a few things from my medicine box and I'll join you shortly. Who do you want to talk to? Can I check up on Anzox? I'm going to rub his belly. I rubbed Anzox's belly. Feels good. Squishy. I didn't stop until Thrivey started glaring at me like I was a naughty child. It's alright. Who do you want to talk to? Let me talk to Thrivey again. Anzox. How's Anzox doing? No worse, thank God. I can't tell when he'll wake up though. He could wake up tonight if things go well, otherwise... Thrivey looked aside. Best not to think about that. What are you getting from your medicine box? Some sleeping medicine. No need to worry, Detective. It's nothing habit-forming or potent. At best, it would only make people sleep easier. Alright then. I guess I'll go downstairs. Stop talking. And I'll go back to my room and tell Elegant to leave my room. Sure. Oh, okay. To the hall then. I headed downstairs with Elegant. Why was she just in my room? Could she not have gone back to her room? Alright. Sergeant. Okay, since everyone is here, we'd best start. To start what? I apologize if I disturbed anyone's sleep, but as you all know, a lot has happened in this tavern recently. As the owner, I take some responsibility for failing to protect you all. If anyone has any ideas on how we can all stay safe till the end of the snowstorm, I'd like to hear them now.
Could we all just stay in our rooms and let Sarzan deliver our meals separately?
That might put Sarzan in danger if he's alone. Admittedly, I doubt anyone here would be a match for Sarzan physically, but still.
I do have a proposal, but you probably won't agree with it.
What is it?
I can mix up a full-strength sleeping draught and have everyone drink it, then we all simply sleep through the weather.
No one would agree to that.
I'm not saying I don't trust you, Doc, but there's no way that's happening.
Anyone have a more plausible idea? No offense, Doctor, just relatively.
Sarzan caught a glimpse of Thryvy's face, looked aside, and stopped talking. How about we let someone we all trust keep watch at night? As effective as night watch may be, is there anyone here we all trust completely? I hate to admit it, but she has a point. Elegant seems untrustworthy and mysterious. If Peter or Thryvy kept watch at night, they'd be easy targets given their size. Sarzan is overwhelmed. Giannis, well, he'd probably spend the night drinking. To be honest, and I may be wrong, but something feels weird about Heron. Lunique is too agitated. Solar never leaves his side. Neither of them seem up to the task.
It's not gonna work. How about we get our mugs filled first?
You really think this is the right time for that?
To be fair, it's not unreasonable. Thryvy took out a little glass bottle. This is tincture of valerian root. 2 drops of it is enough to calm one's nerves. It should help us manage for the night. I thought we discussed using a sleep drug. I have no intention on forcing it on anyone, madame. At least give me some credit. Although it does make you drowsy at a high dosage. Sergeant tapped me on the shoulder.
Mind getting a few cups for everyone from the cellar?
We should go fetch cider together, yes. Sure. Oh yeah, I forgot he's down here. Forgot we kicked him down here and he has a sock in his mouth. Whoops. I walked down to the cellar with a bunch of mugs.
Oh, it seems I have a visitor.
I shrugged, trying to ignore Vincel's glaring eyes. How are you talking? Did the sock fall out of your mouth?
Even prisoners deserve bread and water. Could you show a bit of mercy for a starving?
Tell your crap to Anzox. Oh.
Tell your crap to Anzox.
Sergeant looked away and turned on the tap to fill all the mugs. Alright, everyone gets 1 mug. Anyone who wants it can get some medicine from Thryvy. So Lara and Peter came up to Thryvy at almost the same time, handing their mugs to him.
Doctor, might I have a bit extra? But... Me too. I'll be in bed as soon as I finish it. Very well.
Thryvy placed the bottle against the rim of Solar's mug and dribbled a bit into the ale. Thryvy only turned and only tapped 2 drops into Peter's mug.
Why the hell do I only get 2 drops? Because I'd rather not be responsible for an overdose, thank you.
Peter started to argue, but wilted under Thryvy's glare.
This isn't a matter of discrimination. Medication is not something to be trifled with, and I won't be a party to reckless stupidity just because you have a size complex. Fine, whatever.
Peter gulped down his drugged ale and slammed the mug down on the table and went upstairs with staggered steps.
I too will be going to bed, alone. Good night, everyone.
So Lara curtsied elegantly and stepped up the stairs, the swirl of her fancy dress barely hiding her lashing tail. Ionic snapped his fingers at Thryvy and pointed to Lunique and his mugs. Whoa, what's going on here? Wow, what's going on here? Okay. Wait, why is Anzox here? Anzox is knocked down upstairs. They just used the one art. He's not supposed to be here. He's upstairs, unconscious. Eonic snapped his fingers at Thryvy and pointed to Lunique and his mugs.
Mind giving us some too, Doc?
Thryvy muttered something under his breath and walked over to the counter with the bottle.
Merci, Docteur.
Lunique raised his mug and nodded slightly. It's okay. No matter what happens, alcohol always helps. Lunique smirked and reached out his hand to Ionis. You sure you want to shake hands with me, Marquise? Ionic's hand hesitated, only to be firmly grabbed by Lunique. He drew lightly across his palm with thick fingers. You know, if you're having wife troubles, you could stay in my room. I may consider that offer. I suppose there's one benefit to being a bachelor. I don't have to worry about my wife kicking you out of the bedroom. Wait, what? I don't have to worry about my wife. Who's saying this? Am I thinking this? Anybody have any better ideas? If not, I'll just keep watch down here. Lunique slapped his hand on the counter and stood up. No, it is I who will keep watch tonight. Marquis, that might be... No. I am of the noble house of Harlock. With that privilege comes a noblesse oblige to protect the common people. So, as I see it is the time I live up to my obligations. I will keep watch for the night and you can have a sound sleep. I'm not sure whether he's doing this out of embarrassment over being henpecked or foolish pride. I guess there's a first time for everything. Time I head back to my room. I'm not sure I trust Lunique's motivation for keeping watch, but if he's even halfway competent, then he should be fine. I'd feel safer if I kept watch, but I'm exhausted physically and mentally. Probably because I got woken up early. It's already midnight. Time to sleep. I buried myself in the linen. Chapter 3, All Goods in the Window. Okay, that's the second time the chapter card came up. Hey, it's not Christmas anymore. Hey, hooray, we made it through Christmas. I can't believe that Ionis just straight up flirted with the married Marquis. But okay, sure. Today is Boxing Day. When I was a pup, my father always gave me a set to donate to the church today. He'd always say, the intention is more important than the amount. He asked me to donate it, mainly because the amount was sort of pathetic. The clergy would roll their eyes if he did it himself. I feel so tired, but I just woke up. What's going on? I tried to reach for the open window. The wind sucked all the heat from the room. Weird, the window should be closed. I got up and sat on the side of the bed. The front of my head was pounding. My nostrils felt like they were stuffed with cotton. I couldn't smell or even breathe. I closed the window. The movement pushed away the snow on the sill. My head hurts. Maybe some food can help me get better. You awake now? Sergeant saw me walking down the stairs and gestured to a nearby table. There was a plate of white bread with some roast meat from last night, a scoop of gravy, and a cup of cider. First decent breakfast I've had the whole time I've been here. Now I can't smell anything. Figures. Have a good one. This is dangerous if I can't smell things. That's pretty much how I solved the last two cases. It looks like everyone else has eaten and broken off into little groups to talk. I dipped a piece of bread into gravy and ate. I should probably talk to some of the others when I'm done, gauge how everyone's feeling. Who do you want to talk to? Let's talk to Elegant. Elegant sat alone beside the fireplace, sipping contents of her mug. Good morning. Morning. Elegant set her mug aside. Why did you come up with that conclusion last night? Which conclusion? You'll have to be a bit more specific. You said that one of the Noble brothers is still alive. That was my conclusion, yes. Why would you be so interested in it? The mysterious client might be... affected by that interest or out of desire for truth. The client has been affected by that case. That's putting it lightly, to say the least. If the matter is being investigated after a decade, then it must be of a great importance. You mean your client might be the one who survived? That is unlikely, but plausible. By the way, what do you think of Vincel's motive was? I think it would be better to ask him directly before I offer any speculation. He's still alive, after all. You need not even go down into hell to ask his ghost. Stepped away. Elegant picked up her mug again. Take care. I can finally speak to Solar, so let's give it that. Lunique was asleep at one of the tables, while Solar sat at the counter. As I approached, I saw her gingerly pick up the coat that had begun slipping down Lunique's back. She tucked a few stray strands of hair under her hat, looked around and noticed approach. "Ah, good morning, detective." Solar turned to me and smiled. Now I kind of miss her smell. Morning, Marquise. Sorry for my presumption, but how do you feel about the Marquis? You have a sharp nose, Mr. Detective. I tried not to sniffle too loudly, but she quickly appended. Metaphorically, of course. How do I feel? My husband is very responsible. He cares greatly for his holdings in the Vale, and even handles many of matters personally. Wasn't that what you two were arguing about? Some of our peers think it's a weakness, but I disagree. And while we do bicker from time to time, he always apologizes afterward. As long as you're fine with it. About the tavern. How do you feel about the White Star? It's quite pleasant, despite the recent incidents. It's not exactly luxurious, but the bed linens are soft and well kept. I'm surprised how good the food is, if I may be honest. I'm usually not the one for taverns, but this one may be the exception. The security issues may need some attention, however. So, have you and the Marquis made up for after last night? I do hope our argument did not disturb you, Detective. Solar concealed her expression with a handkerchief. Okay. I think I'll leave Solar to tend to her sleeping husband. Let's talk to my least favorite and the worst character of every single one here. I sat beside Heron. A blessed morning to you, my child. Morning to you too. Heron looked anxious and his cup-holding hand was shivering. You alright? 2 horrible incidents this close to Christmas? Rough circumstances bring out the worst in people, like when a bunch of strangers are trapped in a limited space. This must be God's punishment. Seriously? In this holy time, God walks upon the land, and the unrighteous are devoured by their sin and iniquity, as is only just. How in the world does that sound just? Last time I checked, being imperfect didn't exactly count as a sin. Or are you saying that Cain and Anzox deserve what happened to them? No, you're right, Detective. I keep right-clicking. I apologize. It has to just be a coincidence, yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Well, let me go to the cellar and talk to this guy. Oh, look, he's actually tied up here now. Oh, he's covering up his own self. Okay. Vincel was sitting in a worn chair, his head bowed and his hands bound. He squinted and turned away from the bright light coming from the door. Are you taking me to the court, my good detective? I'm guessing you're not going to tell me why you tried to kill Anzox? Would it earn me clemency if I did? Probably not. Then no. You have nothing to offer, and I have no interest in satisfying your petty curiosity. I could contact some of my acquaintances in the district tribunal. Ha! Splendid! It seems all that talk about justice and law really is nonsense. Or maybe you're just asking so you can indulge some sick fetish of yours. No, I'm not. Huh. That punishment. Do you have any idea what your sentence will be? Spend a night in jail, pay a fine at court, and then go about my business. Better than listening to you while stuck in this cold, dark cellar. Alright, fine. He's not really helping. Is Peter back in his room? Peter's neither in the hall nor his room. Weird. Maybe he's in the bathroom. I should go to the bathroom and comb my hair. I look like a haystack. Ah, Peter is in the bathroom. Peter jumped up from the mirror as I opened the door. Haven't you heard about knocking? Sorry, I didn't know you were in here. You scared me. Peter clutched at his chest and was breathing heavily. I gently patted Peter's head, trying not to mess up his hair. Peter's ears twitched, but he seemed to calm down. Are you okay? I'm still scared. Lunique kept watch last night. Nothing happened. What are you afraid of now? That's true, but I'm still... Maybe you should go ask Sarzen for a stiff drink to calm you down. Maybe. When you were talking about equality in Apollyon, you weren't just talking about species, right? Certainly. For example, the nobility have the right to refuse searches and can only be judged by fellow nobles. What do you mean? I mean that common-born judges literally can't sit down in judgment over the nobility. A lot of judges have noble titles, but it still doesn't make it fair. Besides, common folk like us usually end up with harsher punishments too. By the way, did you have time to write that letter? Well, let me think about it first. I may come up with some ideas by tomorrow, thanks. I closed the door quietly and went back to the hall. I never fixed my hair because he's there. Sergeant leaned against the stove inside. How was your sleep? Did you sleep well last night? It took a while, but yeah. At least I'm not nervous now. That's good. How's Vincel doing in the cellar? Still alive last I checked. By the way, if you're going into the cellar, take this to him. Sergeant handed me a plate with a slice of stale bread and a few chunks of cold stewed liver. His Anzocs alright? Thrivey said he's fine, so there shouldn't be any serious issues. Although I kind of miss listening to his lute at night. Character info added. Can get used to Anzoc music. Okay. Well, now I have food for this guy, so let me go back to the cellar. Oh, are you just here to yell at... Or are you just here to yell at me? No, I brought you some food. Thanks. I raised the plate beside his face. His jaw snapped at empty air a few times before he finally bit down on the bread. I considered just holding the bread to his mouth so he can eat it easier, but he pulled the entire piece in his mouth and chewed quietly. Finishing the bread, Vincel glared at the plate, then turned his head away. Already full? Hardly, my good detective, but I'd rather starve than eat cold, half-cooked liver. Weird. Do you have any idea what your sentence will be? He already said this. I'm guessing you're not going to tell me why you tried to kill Anzocs? Whatever. Nope, he said the same thing. Okay. Well, he didn't say all of what he said last time, but... whatever. I want to see Ionis. No, actually, who else is here? Halligan was downstairs. Vincel is in the cellar. Thrivey is probably upstairs in the attic, I can see. Thrivey was reading his heavy book beside Anzoc's bed. Let me talk to Thrivey real quick. How's Anzocs doing? Very much the same as the last time you asked. Good. In case you were wondering, the quality of my sleep improved dramatically without his constant lute strumming. If I didn't know better, I would have expected Thrivey was drugging Anzoc so he could sleep better. Couldn't blame him though. So much for my Christmas vacation. I do appreciate your work, detective. Same. I imagine you weren't expecting to be a coroner over Christmas. Okay. Alright, now let's talk to Ionis. I knocked on the door, there was no response. Ionis? Still no response. Still asleep. That's a new record even for him. Maybe Thrivey gave him too much last night. Not even possible. Thrivey clambered down the ladder. I only gave him three drops, so he should be awake by now. Is it possible that he's so sensitive to the medication that a small dosage would keep him knocked out this long? I sincerely doubt it. Not with how much he drinks. Anyway, let's take a look. Sergeant removed the key from his chain and opened Ionis' door. No! Wait, I'm very confused now. I wonder if there's just different story beats that this can take. Because I know there's a bunch of, like, scenes where he can be with other people. Like, I know you can sleep with him in the game, but I don't know how to get to that. But he's dead now, what? The air inside the room was freezing cold. Gusts of frigid wind howled through the window like an angry ghost. The normally pungent smell of blood was whisked away by the snowy wind to the point where it was untraceable. Ionis laying on his bed. His chest was covered with rusty blood, mixed with icy crystals like snow. Sergeant recoiled as if he'd been struck, the keychain clattering onto the carpet. The window swung weakly in the wind, letting out a shrill creaking noise with each sway. Sergeant leaned against the wall, wide-eyed and breathing heavily. Why, Ionis was... Detective, I'll take Sergeant downstairs. Can you take care of the scene? I'm fine. I just need a few minutes. Sergeant sat in the corridor, eyes unfocused and distant. I will inspect the body then. Thrivey stepped through the door and stretched out Ionis's bed linen and covered his body. Another murder. I need the keys first of all. But I can't smell. Damn it, Ionis was my favorite character. Why couldn't Heron die? Heron should have died. Fine. Wait, why am I in the hallway? Did he fix this already? Why am I in the hallway again? Alright, whatever. Sergeant is leaning against the wall at the corner. Are you really okay? I'm fine. Even a rookie could tell Sergeant was trying to put up a brave front. About the ladder. What? About Ionis. Have you noticed Ionis acting strange recently? I don't think so. I mean, he paid for his room and everything. I mean other things. Like? Anything out of character? I'd say he was pretty normal for him, I mean. I see. Room rate. Wait, did Ionis have a tab or was he behind on his room payments? Why do you ask? He asked me for money last night. He told me he couldn't pay for his room. What? I clearly told him I charge him the same price as other rooms. And I never reminded him of this. That's weird. About the ladder. Is the ladder fixed up? Yes, but I think the track was deformed because of the fall. So? So there will be a lot of noise when the ladder moves. Is it loud? Loud enough that you could probably hear it if the tap room's quiet. Special things. Did you notice anything else strange? Nope, except that I slipped and fell on the stairs this morning. The spiral stairs in the hall? Yes. Why? Probably because I was tired. I swore I felt something slippery and then my foot slipped. What time was that? 7 o'clock. I usually get up around that time. About an hour earlier than the residents. Wait. Okay, I do have 2, 3, 4. Okay. When he lifts the ladder, it makes a squeaking sound. He slipped on the stairs at 7. Ionis's behavior didn't seem strange. Ionis was under much pressure to pay his bills. I also want to go to my room and get this clue again because I think it's going to be relevant in this case. Because it seemed like he had an arrow in his chest. Check case notes. Whoa, wait, is my evidence gone? My evidence is gone. 20 December 1285. This is in Chinese, but it was in English the first time I read it. This is a problem because my evidence is gone. I reach into my burlap bag. The bag. It's empty. The arrow's missing. Okay, let's not panic. I shouldn't tell the others about the arrow yet. All that would do is make me the #1 suspect. Okay. Was it elegant? Who could it have been? Yeah, that's definitely the arrow. Wait, I'm still checking the body. I'll investigate elsewhere first. With Lunique in the first floor lobby, not much can be found there. But given the first floor search is still necessary. Theoretically, every room should be checked, especially the doors and the windows. Although not everyone can give useful testimonies, asking everyone is still necessary. Okay. Damn it. I'm so mad Ionis is dead. Maybe if I had talked to Ionis first, he wouldn't be dead. Maybe that's what changed it, because I talked to him last. I'm so mad. Damn it. Oh, I guess Lunique is awake now. Talk to who? Peter. Peter was scared out of his mind, shivering at the counter. Peter? I patted Peter gently. I mean, who told everybody here? Leave me alone, please. But you're the only one who knows the most about Ionis. Doesn't Sergeant have any ideas? He doesn't. Okay. The only thing I know about him is he's been gambling a lot recently. I do the same. He wasn't betting pocket change like you were. He was putting 50 sets into this game at least. What? Why'd I know nothing about this? He'd always pay back on time, so no one talked about it. Talked to who? Maybe he was in debt. I shook Lunique's shoulder to wake him up. Quoi? What do you need, Monsieur Detective? Sorry for the disturbance, but I have some questions for you. Oui? Did you hear anything suspicious last night? Nobody came down the stairs, and I heard no noise of fighting. Storm was quite intense last night, and it hadn't stopped until this morning. Did you hear any noise from the ladder upstairs? I do not think so. Thanks a lot. Okay, stop chatting. Is anybody at the toilet? No, but I will look at myself in the mirror and fix my hair. My reflection looks as bad as I feel. There are dark circles around my eyes, and I've been snuffling all day long. This is going to be hard because I can't smell. And I need to be able to smell to solve some cases. Kitchen. Well, Sergeant's not here, so nobody would be here actually. That's kind of makes sense. Let's go to Elegant's room and see if she's there. She's not. Can I search her stuff? There's a notebook in the drawer with the name Elegant written on it. I open the notebook. All 13 names of the guests are written inside. Kane, Giannis, Sergeant, Anzox, and my name are all crossed out. Interesting. Why is my name crossed out? Why is Sergeant's name crossed out? Huh. Why? Huh. Elegant's bag, an ordinary lightweight travel bag. The bag's opening has been tied up excessively. Okay, and I have to search her windows as well. All right. Nothing interesting here. Okay. Look at the window lock. The window lock is a drop-off lock. Lift the lever upward, and the other lock lever on the other side of the window will turn outwards, no longer blocking its movement. Then either half of the window can be easily swung open. Hit the lock lever down, and it will snap two windows together. The window will be completely locked in that case. Look out the window. Just out the window is a narrow ledge that rings the second floor of the tavern. It's only wide enough that one person could walk along it at a time. Whoa, are there footprints here? Sergeant uses it for maintenance, and he keeps his wings spread while he's walking on it so he can glide down if he falls. Seems there's a slight imprint on the ledge, but it's hard to identify. Did someone walk along the edge? Hold on. Is she pinning it on me? Was it her and she pinned it on me? Because if she went out her window, then walked over to my end, opened my window, then walked, or rather, if she went down to Giannis, killed him with my arrow. No, she couldn't have gotten the arrow. Wait, no. She was in my room all of last night when we were going downstairs, so she could have easily taken my arrow. So she could have taken my arrow then at night, crawled over, killed Giannis with the arrow, gone back out, walked all the way over to my room to make imprints, opened the window, then went back to her room and closed hers, and went back to sleep. I think Elegant just killed Giannis for some reason. That doesn't make any sense to me, but... Is there anything you can tell me about Giannis' death? How would I know anything? I went to sleep, I woke up, and someone died again? Oh god, oh lord. Probably didn't help his hysteria. Well, it does ring around the entire thing. Nothing interesting about the window. Look out the window. There's no footprints here. How could the window be open? I clearly remember I closed that window right before I went to sleep. There was snow accumulated on the window when I woke up. It might have been open for a while. Look out the window. Yep. I think that's what she did. Just outside the window is a narrow ledge that one person could walk on. Sergeant uses it for maintenance. I think there's a shallow mark in the snow on the ledge. So she might have gone to mine first. Look at the window lock. It's the same. She could have slid something in between the two panes, slid them up, and then took off the lock so it could open. Feeling so tired. One of my friends was just killed. I shouldn't feel like this, but with a cold, I... And... Is she down here? No, she's not. The sock in Vincel's mouth has been removed, but he still lacks the strength to yell. Yes? You want to tell him? Tell him. Giannis. The shark? Then who was the victim? No, Giannis the shark is dead. What is going on? I'm clueless as you are at the moment. Chose not to think about what this mug will be used for? Ah, yeah, actually. Good point. Barrels are all organized. Iron chain that secures the barrels to the wall has scratched my hands deeply several times. But it seems that isn't an issue to Sergeant. Guess that's the reason why those chains haven't been replaced. Vincel staring at me from his chair. Well, there's nothing down here as far as I can tell. And I can't smell, which sucks. Wait, so where's she? Is Sean's window open? Because if it's... Look out the window. Oh! Weird. Wait, the ledge. The ledge outside Sean's room seems to be broken. Oh. Interesting. So no one could go out through Sean's room because the ledge is broken. So nobody on the right side could have gone around, because you could see the ledge from out here. It goes down all the way around. If anybody from any of these rooms tried to go out, they would have been stuck in Sean's area because the ledge is broken. Yeah, here it is. It's broken here. Well, this break looks much wider, but that means the only people who could have gone are... Nothing interesting about the window. Look out the window. Yeah, this is clean as well. It could only have been elegant, but why? Can I look in the... Oops, my bad. May I check what's in the drawer? Some of the things in there are private. If you really need to check, I can show it to you. Okay. Well, let's talk to her real quick. Do you have any information about what happened last night? No, there was nothing particularly noteworthy. I think the medicine Dr. Trevi gave me made me a little confused. I thought I heard something, but I can't be sure what it was. Never mind, I don't want to lead you astray, Detective. Was the medicine you took last night effective? I'm not sure it was. I fell asleep rather late last night. But where is Elegant? Where is she? What? How's the autopsy going? Not finished yet. Give me a little more time. Okay. That valerian stuff you gave out last night, it is safe, right? If you're implying what I think you are, yes, I drank a dose of it myself. Did you hear anything in the attic? No, neither Sergeant, Anzox, nor I went downstairs. Otherwise, the sound of the ladder would have woken me up. Can't be more obvious that Anzox hadn't gone downstairs. Nothing to ask. It's like Elegant is the only one who could have done this, which is why would she have done this? And where is she? I haven't checked Vincel's room actually. Okay. Elegant, what are you doing here? Well, I just went downstairs to inform everyone, and now I am here to assist you with the search. Well, this is the last place I checked. Got any clues? Not at the moment. What happened to helping me with the search? Did I say that I was finished? Wait. The window in Vincel's room is shut tight. Seems as if there's some water stain on the windowsill. Same type of lock. And I would assume... Yep, there's still the footprints outside. Just outside the window is a narrow ledge.
Oh, dang it. I just remembered that Vincel's room was open, so it could have been anybody. Oh, jeez. But really, the only person who I could think it would be Elegant. Because nobody else was in my room. Elegant should have this checked. Pillow. Cool. Vincel's giant chest. Wonder if it's ever being touched. What? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Are you done yet? What? How's the autopsy going? Not finished. What? Alright, fine. Can I search yet? Ugh. Wait, hold on, what? Come to think of it, Sergeant fell on the stairs. Maybe I'll go check the stairs. Oh, okay. Fair. Yeah. Let's do that. Go downstairs and check them. Clue. Whoops. No, search. I don't see anything wrong with the stairs, as far as I can see. Wooden spiral stairs. Sergeant tumbled here. The carpet is damp. Interesting. Wait a second. There seems to be a water stain on Vincel's window. So whoever did this went through Vincel's window and went up the stairs. It could only have been Lunique. Shit. Are you done with the autopsy yet? Not finished yet. Okay, fine. Hold on, actually. Give me a clue because I don't know where to look anymore. Oh. Okay, you are done. Or, okay, fine, whatever. Damn it. An arrow stuck into Giannis's chest. Specifically, the arrow I lost. The arrow sunk deep in his chest with only the stick outside. But there isn't a lot of blood. The arrow went through the pleura of the lung, making quite a deep wound. Anyway, I don't want to have anything to do with this arrow. Ionis's eyes are wide open. His mouth is gaping open like he's trying to say something. Oh yeah, there's a circular wound around Ionis's neck. The wound is deep enough to break Ionis's skin. Shark skin isn't easy to tear. I have a compiled detailed report for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks. Ionis's stomach isn't covered by that sheet. There's blood on the sheet. Thrivey just pulled up the sheet to cover Ionis's groin, but he pulled it down when he checked the body. Okay. Search the window, of course. Window in Ionis's room is wide open. This one opens outward as well. Interesting. Look at the window lock. Same type. Look out the window. Yeah, the steps end there. Just outside the window is a narrow ledge that rings the second floor of the tavern. It's only wide enough that one person could walk along it at a time. Sergeant uses it for maintenance, and he keeps his wings spread while he's walking on it so he can glide down if he falls. Yep. If we sort these footprints... Wait, hold on. There seems to be... If we sort these footprints from deepest to shallowest... The deepest were outside of Vincel's room. And then there were footprints outside of Elegant's room. The third set is outside of Giannis's room. And then the footprints outside my room were the shallowest ones. Okay, that's a good measurement because whoever murdered Giannis is probably going to try to pin it on me, but mine has the least oh, damn, they could just say that I escaped through Vincel's room and then went back. Okay, well, fine. It's Giannis's clothes. His key is still in the bag, however the wallet is empty. A belt made from hemp rose was pulled out and set aside. Oh, did they kill him with the rope? Nothing else? How about the lock in his room? I might as well check it out. Door was shut. Okay. Just to make sure that... Okay. I can't smell. You can't make me do this. I'm having trouble breathing now. What if I can sniff out the murderer? What if? But I can't. I closed my eyes and tried to breathe in and out slowly through my nose. No, I can't. Different races and different things smell different when they interact with each other. They leave unique. Okay, right? But I can't tell them apart. They seem so connected while they seem not. I can't smell a thing. With my nose clogged up, I couldn't smell a thing. But I have all the evidence I need. Time to find out the truth. Wait, I wasn't done looking at the autopsy. Okay, fine. After a thorough search, I asked everyone to come to the hall for trial. Let me look at the autopsy. Died in bed in his room. An iron arrow was found stuck inside a wound cutting through the pleura, though there was minimum bleeding. There was a strangulation mark on his neck with no other external injuries. Thrivey took off the mask he wore during his autopsy. You may start now. Heron looked down and whispered, Unto God's gracious mercy and protection we commit you. The Lord bless you and keep you. May God's face to shine upon you, and may he be gracious unto you, both now and evermore. Amen. Lunique and Solar were sitting facing towards each other. I'm pretty sure nobody will agree to this, but is there anyone that thinks Giannis died from an accident? I've got a theory, but I'm not sure it's quite polite to say. No games, Peter, just talk. I've heard rumors that some people strangle themselves on purpose to increase the pleasure from... What kind of rumors do you listen to? Well, I'm pretty sure that's unrelated and completely unimportant, both to me or the case at the moment. How could someone do something so... Let's save the moral outrage for later, alright? Let's focus on what we can gather from the evidence. I'm pretty sure this isn't a case of sexual asphyxia. It seems to contradict the evidence. What proves Giannis did not die from sexual asphyxia? The arrow reached the wounded, bleeded little, and the strangle mark on Giannis' neck. He was also stabbed by an arrow, so yeah. The arrow stuck in his chest seems to be inserted quite deep. The arrow was deep enough to penetrate his pleural cavity and possibly his lung. If it did, his lung would have collapsed due to pressure difference. I'm pretty sure even a masochist would have trouble with such a self-inflicted wound. Also, if this is actual sexual asphyxia, the rope he used would still be on his neck. Maybe we can ignore the scars for the time being. Alright, we can basically rule out accidental death for right now. It's time to figure out the likely suspects. First, we can exclude the 3 people in the attic. The reason is simple. It would be Sargent's testimony. Because there would be a loud friction sound when the ladder in the attic dragged up and down, but no one heard it. True enough, but we can narrow the range of possible suspects further. If we exclude... Marquis Lunique can be ruled out since he was the night watcher last night, but I will need you to testify further. I don't want to rule him out because he's the one who has the perfect non-alibi rather. And the stairwell is wet, which means someone came down the stairs. But of course, then the possible suspects can be narrowed down to Peter, Heron, Elegant, Marquis Solar, and myself. Why did I... It's alright. I didn't do it anyway. The important thing is to find the murderer. So I want to hear Marquis Solar's testimony first. Did you notice anything abnormal last night? I'll need all the details, no matter if you're unsure about it or not. If you say so, Mr. Detective. I didn't sleep well last night, possibly because of that medicine. But instead of leaving the room, I laid on the bed and tried to sleep. Oh, that sneeze. While I was on the bed, I heard some abnormal sounds like the friction sound of someone trying to shift something outside. It was quite clear. Something smells fishy. Maybe I'll press harder on this further information. Rubbing sound. A friction sound? Could you elaborate on that? It sounded like footsteps. It was louder when I first noted that, then the volume was getting louder, lower and lower until it was almost inaudible. Then it became louder once more. And then they went down again. Which part? What could be heard clearly? You appear to have heard it quite well.
There wasn't any wind howling last night, so I heard it clearly.
Is that correct? The storm was really harsh last night, wasn't it? Valerian root potion. The medicine didn't work on you?
I couldn't get to sleep even after I took the medicine.
Then you would have had the time to commit this crime instead of sleeping. Then leave the room. You stayed in your room all night.
It is unsuitable for ladies to go out casually at night.
Okay. Please add what you just listened to the testimony and repeat it.
I fell asleep really late last night. As a lady, I did not want to leave my room casually. While I was in bed, I did hear the sounds like footsteps. It was quite quiet at night, so I heard it quite clearly.
Wait a sec. Hold it.
What happened?
Something sounds suspicious in your testimony. Was there... Do we have one that's the snowstorm? Hold on. Because the wind is... Yeah, Lunique's testimony. Marquis Lunique was night watched last night downstairs. According to his own words, the snow was heavy at night. And you mentioned that it was quiet at night. I'm afraid it's not possible.
Well, it might be because I was nervous. I was in bed listening to the footsteps outside. But I did hear it, I swear.
Fine. I would note it down first. So Solar heard a difference in sound because... What caused the sound... What caused the sound Solar heard to change in volume? Distance changed. The suspect was moving on the ledge outside the tavern, so their distance from Solar's room also changed. The footsteps sounded faint when they were far away, then grew louder as they got closer. In other words, it was because of the suspect's movements. From the map of the tavern, when the suspect committed the crime, they must have passed by Solar's room twice. Why are we pinning it on Heron suddenly? He can't. Sean's ledge was broken, so it couldn't have been Heron. That means they just probably got close to it. I don't know, because there was no footsteps outside of Solar's room. Suspect first passed by Solar's room on the ledge outside. At that time, the noise the suspect made had not attracted Solar's attention. When Solar finally heard the noise, the suspect was already on the ledge past her room. As the suspect continued to walk towards Ionis' room, their footsteps were getting quieter as well. Outside Ionis' room, the suspect entered the room and murdered Ionis. After committing the crime, the suspect returned along the same path and passed by Solar's room again. Okay. This can explain why the sound of the footsteps that Marquis Solar has heard changed from loud to quiet and loud again, then disappeared. Possible suspects are narrowed down to 2 people. I don't... Wait, hold on. What? Why am I suddenly... Okay, for me, it's only 2 people. 2 people could be possible. Lunique is suspicious as well. He was downstairs. Wait, why are they... They're trying to spin it around. The only person who it could have been is Lunique. in my eyes, honestly. But okay. I'm going to say the game wants me to pick Heron because he's on the other side. Heron, a suspect 4. That seems true considering the location of his room. Oh well, who else? And well, the only other person is you, Elegant. Sorry, I think it's you. What? Wait, is it trying to say me? It's me, if you say so. Wait, what is it? Who is it trying to point out? It couldn't have been Sarzin, because Sarzin was in the attic. Oh, they want me to pin it on Peter. Peter is suspect 1. In other words, Heron and Peter, who are staying in rooms on the right, had to pass by Solar's room if they were going to commit crimes in Ionis' room. Wait. Hold it. Look at my sad face. What?
The ledge outside of Sean's room broke down decades ago.
But it's still possible for that if the murderer jumped over the gap.
You can't easily jump over such a big gap unless you're Sarzin.
The murder didn't come from the rooms on the right side. But if the murder didn't come from the rooms on the right side, it wouldn't have made that kind of sound. Then how do you explain Solar's testimony?
Perhaps she heard it wrong. I know exactly what I heard. which means we are the only two suspects. And I know clearly that I am innocent, which means you are the culprit. Anyway, care to tell me what you did last night? Why me? Be tough or be gentle? I'm gonna be tough. Because, unfortunately, you were in my room. And the arrow that was used to kill him was from my room, and it wasn't me. I'm the detective. I'm in charge. Very well. You know, if the murderer did break into the room from the outside, then we are the only suspects. I was sleeping the whole evening, and I am unsure how to prove my innocence. But I have no motive to kill Giannis. What should I ask about? The suspect. The range of suspects could be expanded. Then who else might be involved? I'm not so sure at the moment. Alibi. Are you sure you don't have an alibi at all? What can I say? Okay. Motive for killing. What about a motive? I knew him for less than 2 days and he has nothing to do with my mission. There's also the fact that Giannis' name was crossed out on your notebook. Must we do the same song and dance routine again? No, my notebook is not a kill list or anything else. And are you not more suspicious than I? You suddenly develop a cold and there are traces of snow in your room. More importantly, the arrow from your drawer was found in the wound. What? You know what, Roman? It will not help if you hide the evidence you have, especially in this kind of situation. Hiding that from everyone is the exact same thing the murderer wants you to do, even if the evidence suggests you did it. It would make you look suspicious indeed. However, we must leave no stone unturned in order to find out the truth. Got it. So when exactly did you go through my drawer? Time to testify. Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, so now I'm testifying in the middle of her in the middle of her testimony. Just explain the doubts one by one would be good, but can that solve this? Why was the window open? I closed my window before I went to bed last night, but when I woke up this morning, the window was open. I think it's because someone opened the window. How would I catch a cold right at this time? Why now? The window was open. The windows were open, so my room was flooded with cold air all night. That's why it was so cold. That's why I got a cold. Then what about the arrow in the drawer? Yeah. It's evidence from the last official case I was on. I came to the White Star before coming back to the agency to drop off the evidence because it was on the way. I didn't want anyone discovering it, so I hid the arrow in the drawer. The rest of the evidence in my backpack matches it. Why was the arrow inserted into Giannis' chest? The killer plugged it in. The arrow should have been inserted by the murderer who stole it, based on the evidence at the moment. Am I motivated to kill Giannis? No. As for motive, I don't really have one. Wait a moment. Again? Didn't Giannis ask you to pay back some money yesterday? You seem nervous. You think I'd murder my friend for that little? Also, when his body was found this morning, his wallet was empty. Now that I can explain. When he paid the room fee yesterday, he asked me to take care of his extra money while he was here. Why would he do that? To prevent him from gambling again, I guess? Anyway, getting to guard such a large fortune makes me feel a bit dragonish again. Kinda makes sense. I'm free of suspicion now. La victoire est mienne. What? I have figured out how the murderer committed this vicious crime. Huh? Are you seriously trying to steal my job? First, the murderer assembled a collapsible owl. First, the murderer assembled a collapsible owl found in Monsieur Detective's drawer, then tied a string to the end of the owl as a tether. Then he climbed outside the window and skulked like a thief to Giannis' room by using the ledge. The clever murderer opened the window, killed Giannis on the bed, then pulled the string in an attempt to retrieve the owl. But because the owl had been disassembled and assembled repeatedly, the owl came apart. Quelle surprise! The murderer only received the back half of the owl. The murderer returned to his room along the way back with nobody the wiser. What? This does explain a lot, but something seems to be missing. Roman seems really suspicious if you look at it that way. Coming to Giannis' room in that way, then returning to his room, leaving footprints on the ledge outside the window. Everyone looked at me, eyes full of doubts. I was biting my thumb.
I need to hurry up and give an explanation or else I'll end up as the murderer. I looked at Elegant, and she looked at me too. Although I believe, given your intelligence and character, you would not commit such a crime, you had better prove it. Ugh. Doesn't make sense when you first hear it, but the evidence contradicts it. Quoi? How interesting. Which evidence contradicts Lunique's guess? The arrow, first off. The arrow I brought with me was found inside Ionis's room. Okay, well, fine. It wants me to do the order of the things. Yes. Oh. Okay, fine. The autopsy, maybe? The problem is with the body. Elegant, clearly relieved, relaxed her tight shoulders. I found the contradiction in time, otherwise, I stared at Sarza and swallowed. I don't think Ionis was killed by the arrow. Why was Ionis' death not caused by the arrow injury? The wound bleeded little. Because the wound was hardly bleeding. That, plus the markings on his neck, suggest that Ionis' cause of death was by suffocation. How much difference could a different cause of death make? A lot, because it suggests that the arrow in his chest was used to throw suspicion on me and muddle the actual evidence. And this method seems familiar to me. Where have I seen Lunique's theory before? Okay, there you go, there you go, there you go. My case note, yes. You know, the case I completed in Sunnyvale seems very similar to your guess. What are you going on about, Monsieur Detective? Whether it's the bow and arrow or the method of recovering the weapon with a string, don't you think it's a little too similar to be described as a mere coincidence? Some scholars believe that criminals tend to commit crimes following familiar methodologies. Par conséquent, it's not surprising that you would do this. There are others here who, like me, are very familiar with this case. There he is. Lunique. It was Lunique. And Solar. One of them is Solar. You were there on the day that I solved the case, and I also reported to you in detail about the investigation. If someone could frame me in this way, it can only be one of you. Impossible. Neither my husband nor I are that kind of... But shouldn't your window be locked, unless the culprit came to your room? Of course not. This is all wrong. Why are you so sure? Simple, because you said... The murderer opened the window, killed Ionis on his bed with arrow and pulled the string to retrieve the arrow. Now that the murderer can open Ionis' window, would it be so difficult for him to also open mine? So, then how did he open it? I'm guessing things should be enough to be admissible as evidence. The window has a drop-off lock. If he inserted a sufficiently thin, hard object through the window gap, like a dagger, he could push the lock lever away from the lock position. It's not that difficult, right? However, you and the Grey Cat are still the only two suspects. My name is Elegant. Also, I suddenly realized something. The scope of the suspects was wrong, because we were wrong about the suspect's starting point the whole time. What starting point? The starting point where the suspect climbed out from inside the room to the ledge. Or did the suspect move to the outside from Vincel's room? Because he has the deepest footprints, which means they left from Vincel's room. The suspect moved to the outside from the window in Vincel's room. Then how do you explain the sound? That was... What I heard was not so precise. I withdraw my testimony. I'm afraid it's a bit late for that, Marquise. Where did the suspect move to the outside? Wait. Well, it could be that they went from Lunique's room. The suspect moved to the outside from the window in Lunique's room. It was me. I was the one. What's going on? Are you sure about that? I don't know what you're thinking, but if you want to cover for someone, don't do that. Wait. Whoa. Hold on. What? It had to be either Vincel's room or Lunique's room. Or at least they left through Vincel's room. Well, where is it? What is... Okay, it's asking for the starting point. I guess technically the starting point was from outside my window. Yeah, that's not good though. Because the deepest footprints are outside of Vincel's room, which means that's the last place they visited. Which means they probably visited my room first. Suspect moved to the outside from the window in my room. Wasn't that you? Sorry, wrong sequence. Okay. Hey, why do you keep saying something that doesn't matter? I'm sorting out my ideas. Sort out of ideas? I think you're just thinking of how to scapegoat someone. Ever since we found Ionis' corpse, your actions have been really suspicious. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, Roman. No, Oh, okay. I failed. Whoops. Before I could explain, Sergeant rushed forward and hoisted me off the ground with his claws around my neck. I don't know where it's trying to point it out from, because it was clearly started from outside Vincel's room, or at least ended there, which implies that it started there. Oh, I know what it's trying to say. I should have said downstairs, not any other room. Wait, no, it doesn't make sense either, because they're saying how they got outside. Before I could explain, Sergeant rushed forward and hoisted me off the ground with his claws around my neck. My feet kicked uselessly in the air, and my vision swam and a buzzing filled my ears. Elegant drew a dagger from her waist and rushed at Sergeant. Her mouth was wide open as if she were shouting something. I could feel the blood splatter from Sergeant's injured arm, but his grip didn't lose its strength. If anything, it tightened. My vision grew darker. I couldn't hear what she was screaming as the world seemed to fall away. The last thing I could see from the world as the world went black was the light glinting from the tears on Sergeant's snout. I guess that's game over. Yeah. Whoops. Alright. Oh, is it not gonna let me skip the credits? Oh, I got a bad end. Yes, I know I got a bad end. Question mark? They, like, all of these people are cleared out. Like, they can't go. So I can only think of Lunique and Solar's room. Or Ionis' room itself? Oh! Because Ionis invited him to go up. Oh my god. I forgot about that. The suspect moved to the outside from the window in Ionis' room. The suspect was in Ionis' room from the beginning. After strangling Ionis, the criminal climbed out the window and made their way towards my room. After removing the window lock from the outside, they checked my nightstand and backpack, took the arrow, and returned to Ionis' room. They stabbed the arrow into Ionis' chest and climbed out the window again. C'est absurde. Okay. What? What? No. Was it not established that the suspect can only return to their room through the window from the outside, right? The range of suspects has not changed at all. No. The criminal went to another room. Suspect left from Vincel's room. The suspect left the outside through the window in Vincel's room. Vincel's room is now empty, they could just jump in from there. I think the sergeant didn't lock the room last night. It seems I didn't. In that case, it makes sense. Wait, please. If you think that mere words are enough to prove... No, I have the conclusive evidence. Which evidence can prove that the murderer left Vincel's room? Vincel's window. Vincel's window was not open and there were water stains on the sill. Please check Vincel's window out. Although the window is closed now, there's a puddle of water on the windowsill. That means... is there water on the windowsill? It came in from the window. Because the snow drifted in through the window gap and melted indoors, alas, then the evidence is not admissible. Well, yeah, oh, sorry. The killer brought it in. When the murderer entered the room, they brought the snow outside into the room. Moreover, the murderer went downstairs. And that is... Sean's room, the door... Wait, do I have... Safe on stairs? Yes, okay. There are water stains on the stairs. It shows that the snow on the murder was tracked on the stairs. Now that you said no one came downstairs, I think it's already clear who the culprit is. Quick Q&A. Okay. First, let's talk about the weapon. What is the weapon? It's his belt, isn't it? Giannis's clothing, yes. Here's the lethal weapon. Clothes on the nightstand. It's Giannis's belt. He had bandage strangulation marks on his neck, and I believe that's what caused them. The arrow was stuck in him after his death. I mean, he was killed by... Here's how things played out. Oh no, this is the part that I'm bad at. Okay. That didn't happen. Suspect strangled Giannis with a belt. Alright, let me do it the way that I did last time because that worked out really well. That did happen. Suspect went back and used the arrow. That did happen afterwards. Suspect left Pincel's room. That happened after that as well. Suspect killed Giannis with the arrow. That did not happen. Suspect entered Giannis' room through the door. That did happen before he killed him, yes. Suspect entered Roman's room to collect the arrow. Okay. That happened after he strangled Giannis. Then 3. Suspect went back and used the arrow. Yes. This is a sequence of events. Yes. I'm getting it right now. Suspect. The murderer is... Lunique. Lunique is the murderer.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Detective, please. I'll explain this whole case, including your motive and your tricks.
You'll cease this slander immediately, or I...
Sorry, Marquis, but I have to. Motive. About the motive. According to our interference, according to our inference, you entered Giannis' room through the door. Now here's the question. Why did you enter his room at midnight? It seems you two had a long conversation when deciding who would have been the night watchman. And Giannis is naked. Stop! Shut up! Why was Giannis naked? It's because Giannis undressed himself. Giannis undressed himself. Was he used to sleeping naked? I have no idea, but I think he wasn't undressed to sleep. What then? I think he was undressed because clothes would have gotten in the way. Are you trying to imply something? It's entirely possible that Lunique and Giannis were involved in homosexual affair.
That's impossible. How could someone be like that? If that's true, my husband would never...
So you mean Lunique had sex with Giannis before he killed him? Elegant hesitated, but continued anyway. Dare I ask who was on top?
I don't believe... Silence! You dare slander moi? You have no evidence. You will be punished by God for your lies.
No evidence? Then what do you call this? Elegant raised her paws, showing a pinch of gray fur. I found it on the bed.
No, I made sure.
Back to the motive. What was Lunique's motive? Was he being blackmailed? Robbery of money, blackmailed by Giannis, and personal grudge. It would be either one of the last two, but I can imagine the last one, because if they did have sex first, then Giannis had a hand over him. Giannis was bidding a lot of money. He was losing a lot of money, so... Damn. I'm guessing Lunique was being blackmailed by Giannis. So to prevent his secrets from coming to light, Lunique had to kill him. Given it would have been easy, given how much alcohol and Valerian potion Giannis had consumed. To say nothing of the vigorous workout. He was offended he had a bigger dick. Ah, dang. And that too, anyway, even Giannis could be strangled to death under those conditions. Done. In other words, case playback. Last evening, Lunique and Giannis agreed to meet in Giannis' room last night. When everyone was asleep, Giannis quietly went upstairs and came to Giannis's door. Look how cute he is. Did Giannis lock the door? I mean, I don't think it matters. Giannis probably locked the door. The key was in his pocket, though. I don't think it matters. Giannis locked the door. Oh. What is this image? Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful image if I've ever seen one. After that, Giannis made some demands in exchange for keeping the secret. Oh, okay. This is also a sign for money. This is like the coin essentially. What was Lunique's reaction? Lunique's reaction was to kill him. Yes. In order to not be blackmailed, Lunique strangled Dionysus from behind with a belt on the bedside, leaving marks on his neck. While thinking about how to find a scapegoat, Lunique remembered the case that I solved. So Lunique climbed out of Giannis' window, made his way down the ledge to my room, lifted up the window lock, and opened the window to my room. Oops. He took the arrow from my drawer and returned to Giannis' room, put the dead body into a sleeping position, then stabbed him with the arrow in order to make a wound. Then he left the room through the window, opened Vincel's window, and returned from the unoccupied Vincel's room. He brought the snow outside into the room, leaving a puddle of water after it melted the next day. The snow on him fell when Lunique went downstairs, so there was melted snow on the stairs. What's this? They just written in Chinese, thank you. The next day, Sargent slipped on that puddle when he went downstairs. Wait, the next day, Sargent stepped on the puddle when he went downstairs and slipped. Save. Clever trick, but you underestimated me too much.
Magnifique, Monsieur Detective. Well done.
You're not going to deny it?
Why should I?
Seems like you know your situation well.
Je sais bien, but it doesn't matter. Whether I deny it or not, you can't touch me.
What are you saying? You murdered someone, so Roman can sentence you.
None of you are of the nobility. Oh, you don't even have a proper judge right now.
What are you...
The Helios Code stipulates that a common-born judge may not sit in judgment over a noble. Remember, I told you this earlier.
Wouldn't it be possible to...
If you so as much think of trying to tie me up with that feline merchant, I will see to it that your business is destroyed.
How could this be? Does this mean the whole investigation was in vain?
Do you understand? Then I suggest you all forget this ever happened.
Lunique sneered at us like we were insects.
Yes, I killed that useless, muscle-bound elf. What of it? My only regret, Monsieur Detective, is that you and your cat friend are so good at ferreting out extramarital affairs.
What?
Last night, Giannis and I...
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! I mean, she is the only other person in this room who could carry it out. Because according to the law in this game, and in this world, in this country, if you kill someone, your punishment is to be killed. You get hanged. But only the nobility can judge another noble. Lunique's sneer froze in a look of shock. A dark red stain began to spread across his green forest coat. I mean, I should have seen that coming as well. I actually didn't see it coming. Because she was trying to protect him this whole time. The dark green cloth made the red blood look even darker, as though his malice was leaking out of the wound. Did they already mark him as dead? They already marked him as dead.
You...
Lunique collapsed onto the carpet, and blood from the stab wound slowly pooled under him. The bloody knife clattered onto the floor. Solar stood still, but tears dripped down through her fur. What happened? I don't know. Solar dropped down, sweating beside Lunique, who was still convulsing and letting out garbled gasps. Sergeant took a half step forward, but I quickly stopped him. What are you doing? Sergeant glared at me, his voice a snarl of anger. No, don't. It's not safe to approach now. But the Marquis, even if we wanted to do something, a stab wound like this is fatal. I'm sorry. I didn't know it would be like this. While Solar was wailing, Elegant quietly approached and picked up her dropped dagger. Darling, I'm sorry. I really don't want to. Thrivey ran down the stairs carrying his first aid kit, pushing Heron out of the way as he started to rush to Lunique. I'm sorry. Solar collapsed on the carpet, and Thrivey hurried to her and turned her over. She just fainted. It's fine. What about Lunique? Thrivey put his hand on Lunique's chest and his throat, then sighed and shook his head. I'm afraid he's gone. God has his own arrangements. One case down, one more to... I do not think so. Why? You already forgot? According to the Helios Code, a common-born judge may not sit in judgment over a noble. As Marquise, Solar is also sheltered by that statute. By that statute? I forgot how to pronounce that word. Anyway. In other words, we legally can't do anything about Solar. And I see no reason to. That's nice. I mean, I could say she's still a murderer, but that's nice. Yeah, anyway, there's no other way. Solar woke up. Okay, I'll talk to her. Solar was sprawled ungracefully in an armchair by the fire and didn't look at me as I approached her. I don't know what I'm doing, really. Care to tell me what's going on with that dagger you were carrying? The dagger was a gift from my mother the night before I got married. She told me. Mother, why are you so late?
I had hoped I could give you this before you would wed. Here, take it.
This is the dagger.
The night before I married your father, my mother gave it to me, like her mother before her.
Why did she give you a dagger?
This is no ordinary dagger. It is a memento, a talisman that will ensure your husband remains faithful and kind.
I see. Thank you, Mother.
Make sure to keep it close. I suppose hiding it in the inner pocket of your dress like I do.
I doubt the dagger was actually... Wait. I doubt the dagger was actually magical, but it did its job one way or another. Then why did you... Suddenly I felt that this isn't a good question. I don't know. When he was gloating like that, I just saw red. Why didn't he tell me? I thought he acted like this because he was worried or under stress or the financial pressure. I always thought that if I helped share the burden, give him time to rest, then he would... Solar ducked her head and whispered. They both the Marquis and the Marquise speak French often, so I gave them French accents. Solar ducked her head and whimpered. It was like my body moved on instinct. When I came to, I was already holding the knife and standing behind him. Is this the point where you tell me the verdict? Truth be told, I can't do anything. We don't have any qualified judges here, and we can't leave because of the snow. By the way, if you need help, just let me know. Thank you. I just burped into the microphone, sorry. Go back to your room. I'll bring you some food later, since so much has happened. I'd wager you prefer to be alone right now. Sergeant handed me a key. Indeed. Thank you, Detective. Solar took the key and delicately... Did he say? Sergeant handed me a key. Solar took the key, delicately wiped... Oh, okay, I gave Solar the key, okay. Delicately wiped her eye and silently went upstairs. I figured you wanted to tie her hands at least. No need for that, I think. I'd probably have done the same thing if I was in her position. Besides, I'm not used to being so rude to a lady. It's not unreasonable. Sergeant sighed and sat in the chair opposite of me. Can't believe something like that happened. It's not like we could have known. And, to be honest, I really can't imagine it. As a drinking buddy of his for so long, I even didn't realize. Then again, maybe he didn't want to let others know that. I don't quite believe your reasoning. Giannis wasn't the kind of guy who would blackmail someone. I don't think so either, but from Lunique's point of view, it was probably his only option. He couldn't just risk the scandal getting out. Sergeant stood up and dusted off his skin. Wait, why did he get... Wait, hold on, what did it just add? Was killed by Solar after killing quarreled with Solar, had a complicated relationship with Giannis. Okay. I should go fix lunch. How have we had 3 murders in 3 days? There's no reason for people to murder each other and everybody's killing each other. And I'm so mad. That's what Peter's thinking. Peter strode towards me, his expression hostile. I just love this pose. Didn't you say you would protect everyone? What? First Kane, then Anzox, now Giannis. Are you doing this on purpose? Peter was shouting loud enough that the other guests in the hall looked over. It's not like I can just magically... Bullshit! For all that we know, you're just manipulating us so you can satisfy your desire to solve murders. Do you seriously hear what you're saying right now? You think I enjoy watching people who I care about die? You think anybody least of me is happy with what's been going on? So sorry. Peter took 2 steps back, then turned and bolted upstairs. It's too hot by the hearth. Let's choose another place. The only remaining trace of Lunique's presence had been reduced to a few red smears on the carpet. Hardly a satisfying solution, I guess. By the way, this is for you. Elegant handed me a collection of gray hairs and winked. What? I took it out of the washstand. You what? A thank you should suffice. A thank you? Is it really necessary to shout, Roman? You lied to me, presented fake evidence, and still want me to thank you? Calm down. No need for that. You were this close to ruining my entire career, and you want me to thank you. Oh, Roman, don't conceal evidence, and then you took my hair and pretended it was Lunique's to... Ugh. I stomped upstairs and decided not to go downstairs until it was time to eat. I slammed the door shut behind me and fell onto the bed, burying my muzzle in the pillow. I heard footsteps hurrying upstairs, but I didn't care. Oh, okay, this is the scene that I saw. So this is a flashback scene. And it wasn't Roman. I thought this was Roman, but it's not, it's Lunique.
Mon bourrequin. We still have a long time before dawn.
Not to spoil the mood or nothing, but your wife is literally just down the hall.
Bah, she is unimportant right now.
Yeah, but if she catches us, then you're completely screwed, you know. I mean, her family is pretty influential in Cordoba, and Marquis is getting railed by a dock worker ain't the sort of thing that a reputation recovers from. Don't get me wrong, I'd still love you if you were just some penniless bum on the street. But, just in case, it might be a smart idea to set up a little something between us, just as a backup.
And how, mon beau, would she find out,
Well, given how much noise you make, I'm surprised she hasn't noticed by now.
Ah, come on, I'm just messing with you, Looney. Ha, yes, teasing me, are you?
I mean, you're always such a tease.
Then perhaps it is my turn to take the initiative.
Well, climb on up then.